I'm Erica, also known as E.MoniQue, and this is my real life. Hang out with me as I side-eye the ups and stumble through the downs. Watch as I turn my tiny piece of the Arizona desert into a tropical oasis. Fight to beat infertility and figure out where I fit as an artist in this crazy creative world. All while awkwardly discovering my authentic self. I'll be talking out loud about the things I wish someone would have said a while ago and sorting through what I wish I didn't know. Who knows? Maybe you can relate, as I often ask myself. Good morning and happy Monday. It is National Infertility Awareness Week 2024. It actually started yesterday, so it goes from the 21st through the 27th, but we're going to start today. I wrote a little something because as the days pass, it all becomes a blur, so sometimes I have to remind myself what my story actually is. To start National Infertility Awareness Week. I started on this road to trying to conceive in March of 2021, and here I am in April 2024, still fighting for this dream. In that short amount of time, I've had a couple of surgeries, a couple of transfusions, which is about standard for me. I've driven 30,000 miles to do 5 egg retrievals, 2 embryo transfers. I've spent thousands of dollars, had 2 pregnancies, and unfortunately 2 losses, most of which occurred all in 2023. Last year was a really rough year for me. Since National Infertility Awareness Week last year, there were times where I felt insane for trying still, and moments where I was certain my infertility story would end sweetly. As I continue my pursuit to mothering a living biological child, I've been called to continue sharing my story, learning and educating about this important topic. This year, I hope you'll join me in showing support for National Infertility Awareness 2024 by either wearing your orange on Wednesday, April 24th, it was March last year, April 24th, Wednesday, or wearing your pineapples this week. That's one of the symbols of infertility. Advocating for reproductive rights. This is huge this year, guys. This stuff isn't just for people who are trying to conceive. This is for everybody. We need to fight this. This is insane. Having the conversations. Talk amongst your friends and your family about what we haven't talked about before. There's still a lot of stuff out there that I still don't even know, and I've been knee deep in it, waist deep in it for years now. Have the conversations with your mothers, daughters, aunts, grandmothers, everybody. You need the information. And or donating to the cause. Each day this week, I will be posting a little bit of information. I'll be posting links, websites, resources for donating, for information. So yeah, and you can always feel free to reach out to me. By now, I'm pretty open about the whole process. I have my moments where it's difficult, naturally, but overall, I'm fine and excited to be having a conversation with someone who wants to have the conversation, and I hope that you'll want to. Anyways, have a great day, have a great week this week. Yeah, and just pass on the word. Bye. Good morning. It is Tuesday, day 3, technically, of National Infertility Awareness Week, and I'm kind of winging it this week. To be honest, I'm kind of winging it. Last year, I did a bunch of facts, a bunch of symptoms, signs, things that you should consider, ask your doctor, etc. I also did what not to say to someone who's going through infertility, and I could go on and on and on about those 2 things, But what I really want to encourage everyone to do is do your own research, because the signs, symptoms, everything is going to look different for every single body. There aren't going to be two people going through the same thing with the same symptoms. So it's important to read up on it, listen to other people's stories, and probably, most likely, something is going to click for you. For instance, if you don't have something specifically medically going on with you and you just feel crazy all the time and you don't know why, but you're always questioning why you feel crazy, whether that's physically or emotionally, psychologically, do this research, because you're going to find out that you're not crazy. You're going to find out that your hormones are changing. You're going to find out that there are other things going on in your body. Your body is fighting hard for you to regulate at a normal level, and it's having some issues for whatever reason. Females, ladies, please do not wait until you're 50 years old to start looking into how your body works, because I'm not 50. I'm just barely in my mid-30s, and I'm going through some crazy stuff that typically, statistically, you would not experience until your 50s. Do not wait until you're 50 to where you're flaring, you're flying off the handles, you're angry, you're hormonal, you can't sleep, all the things, before you understand like what's coming. All of this stuff is going to come. So that's unavoidable, but what we can do to kind of mitigate along the way, there's so much that we can do to mitigate and prevent. I say all that to say, this is perfect timing, because I actually have an appointment with a female doctor this morning, and I'm going to write down a list of symptoms that are not new to me. They will be new to her, my primary care doctor, which I rarely see, because when I have an issue, I just go straight to my specialist. I go straight to the person who does this all day in their sleep. So it's very rare that I see a primary care doctor. I'm going to see her today, and I'm already like kind of defensive and like tensing up. My anxiety won't let me live, because she has a way of telling me that I'm being, what's the word? Like a hypochondriac. And when she first said that to me, it made me feel so defeated. Woman to woman, it made me feel crazy, made me feel like I'm making up all the symptoms. I really felt silly, which is part of the reason why I like haven't gone back to her for quite some time, because it's just like, I don't want somebody on my medical team who thinks that I'm like making shit up. So I'm gonna give her another shot. I'm writing down a list, and I know what I know because of my walk along this infertility IVF path. I know first and foremost that I am, in fact, in perimenopause. It's the 10 or so plus years of menopausal symptoms, whether they be mild or pretty moderate, before you actually hit menopause. And then there's post-menopause. I know for a fact that I'm in perimenopause because my estrogen is extremely low. And I know that because of my infertility or my IVF testing. That's a part of the testing. My estrogen and my other reproductive hormones are tested all of the time. So that's part of the struggle with me when I start a new IVF cycle, is that my estrogen is so incredibly low that I have to take a lot of hormones to get it back at a level where my body is like, okay, because my ovaries are not producing the estrogen. Whether your ovaries are aging or whether there's damage or whatever the case may be, your ovaries are the ones that are producing those hormones. So when you have a drop in estrogen, there are so many other symptoms that kind of ruin like your day-to-day life that people don't know. For a female, estrogen is the number one hormone that makes the world go round. Physically, emotionally, mentally, It's a crazy, crazy strong hormone. I want you to look into that. I am putting down a list of symptoms and things because maybe she will say, all right, let's do some additional tests. Let's see where your levels are. Let's see what additional deficiencies or vitamins that you might need. Let's just see. That's what I want her to say. What I don't want her to say is, oh, you're so young, don't worry about it. Focus on trying to have a baby and then we'll go from there. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I need everything to be working at the same time. Don't worry about the baby part. I got that. Me and my reproductive endocrinologist, we got that covered. I need you to help me with the other things in the meantime. I'm not waiting 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 years to start working on my bone health, to start working on my hormone levels. I'm not waiting. If I know that there's a problem now, I'm going to fix the problem now. So that's where we are. I'm also writing down my medications, dosage, my vitamins, writing down everything where I'm at right now so that she can take a look and be like, oh yeah, this is the puzzle piece. Hopefully. If she doesn't, then this is probably going to be the last appointment for you. All of that to say, just like last year, I'm going to say it again, advocate for yourself, know what's going on in your body. That way you can partner with a medical professional and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I'd like to try. This is what I'd like to test. Don't let any doctor tell you to take care of your body. Don't let them tell you that you're not feeling what you're feeling, that you're not experiencing what you're experiencing. You are. Stand strong in that. What do they say? Stand on business with your own personal physical health. So yeah, just wanted to say that. Let me go ahead and get this list together. Running out of time. Let me try to turn this inside out. I don't want no smoke. Turn that out. There we go. All right. Can't see. I have my company pin on my vest today, and I don't feel like taking it out because it was really hard to get in. But I don't need them to be advertised in this message because I don't want no smoke where smoke does not belong, really. Good afternoon. It is, I don't know, 25th. It is Thursday, April 25th, and I'm saying good afternoon to you because I needed a little bit more time for today's challenge than I had this morning, and I was just struggling this morning. I'm having a really bad allergy day, but where do I even start with this? Having a light heart about this week, I have, and today's challenge is really, really important to me. It's important to a lot of people in the country right now. Because, man, when I tell you they're coming for our reproductive rights in the most out-of-pocket, aggressive, scary ways, it's just like it's hard for me to even like digest what's actually happening. This is gonna sound weird, but one of my favorite shows, and a show that I watch when I'm just trying to like get into the headspace of like, if I'm getting ready to start an IVF cycle, even explain it. Anyways, the show that I like is Handmaid's Tale, which is a very, very rough, very graphic, very intense show to watch. But it is, like, for me, one of the most necessary, one of the best shows that could be like available to us, because it's so freaking relevant, from the religious aspect to the political aspect to the, like, even coming down to like climate change and how that's affected the planet and our physical bodies, and how infertility is like the pandemic that takes over. I mean, everything about it is so real and so applicable to what's going on right now. It's insane.
And it scares me so much that it ignites like just new thoughts. And honestly, it motivates me to keep doing things like sharing my story, talking about this to all of you. It fuels me to keep going. It gives me hope. It changes my perspective, and it changes my perspective on how I view like spirituality, faith, religion, everything. It makes you think about everything. It talks about, what is it? Just, I mean, you name it, it is in that show. And I've watched the whole series multiple times, and I know that sounds crazy because it is like on a normal day, let alone being someone that is suffering from infertility. So I say all that to say, like, as it pertains to here and now, like, I don't know, I just wanted to talk about our government having their hands in something that they just need to mind their business on. But, that's also like so America. We're always in other people's shit. I mean, stuff that, like, why are you even here? Why are you even a part of this conversation? It's frustrating. And I want to be clear on my stance ahead of like anything else. It's like, despite me wanting to have a biological child so badly, or hell, even when if it comes down to it and I just am not able to have a child of my own, the next opportunity, the next option that I would consider is donor eggs, which still requires IVF. So I just wanted to talk about, like, first of all, let's start with Roe v. Wade. How the overturning of Roe v. Wade affects someone like me directly is, despite me being young, my egg quality at this point, like, if I can squeeze an egg out, one egg, the quality of that egg, there's a high chance of the quality of that egg is not good. Further, that means that it's probably going to be chromosomally abnormal because of the damage to my ovaries. With that being said, as I am completing egg retrievals and they're at least strong enough to survive the night, and then they're strong enough to be combined with sperm to become an embryo, and they survive the, a few days time period that it takes to get to the freezing point of things. It survives those two things, right? And then it survives the thaw, and I am able to complete an embryo transfer. Without me doing testing on that embryo, I'm gambling. How do I explain it?
I am here to save the afternoon version of me. I could not get my thoughts together. I had such a headache. But we're going to try it again. And because I have so much that I want to say, and it's a really, really serious topic, a really, really serious day to day, I did write my thoughts down so that I could keep it tight, keep it succinct. Don't want to have you here all day long, but I do want you to hear I want you to hear this, okay? And then you can do what you will with it. But I will say that I'm going to call trigger warning. This is not going to be for, it's sensitive to talk about miscarriage, talk about loss, talk about abortion, talk about, kind of like the politics side of like reproductive health. So I'm just letting you know. Gonna get into it. Just letting you know. All right, so a lot has been going on this week here in Arizona. Currently, the law on abortion it's banned after 15 weeks without the exceptions like or incest. But it is permissible after 15 weeks where deemed a medical emergency. So if it's threatening the life of the mother after 15 weeks, it's permissible. I cut straight to the chase on that because I feel like I can't talk about advocating for assisted reproductive therapy, i.e. IVF specifically, to remain legal without talking about advocating for legalizing abortion in the United States. This week, here in Arizona, on its third attempt to repeal the near total ban on abortion, Arizona has successfully won the first battle in women's reproductive rights. The next step is for the repeal to make it all the way to Governor Hobbs's desk. Also this week, the state of California has opened its doors to patients and physicians from Arizona to be able to legally and safely carry out the healthcare in their state. Governor Newsom's bill has not been passed yet, but it is promising. Why we're talking about abortion also. How this ban could affect me, who's going through infertility and IVF. My decreased egg quantity and quality has made it exceptionally difficult to maintain pregnancy due to chromosomally abnormal genetics in the cells. This is typically expected to start occurring with age. That is the perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. As you're going through the change, your egg quantity is not only going down, but the quality of your eggs are also diminishing. So that's part of it. This happens to everybody. But it usually doesn't start until after the age of 35. This also occurs when there has been extensive damage to the reproductive organs. Because thus far, I have only been successful in retrieving and fertilizing one egg at a time, I have risked foregoing PGT or pre-genetic testing of my embryo to check if it is chromosomally normal. The testing, of course, is an additional cost, averaging about $1,000 per embryo. And so despite me only having one embryo to test at a time, where many women can have a range of 1 to 15 or more, I've made my decision not to. With that being said, I am not electing to force a pregnancy resulting in a child having developmental or health abnormalities. The testing that is done within the first 15 weeks would be my determining period. This is true as the law currently stands in Arizona. However, with a ban on abortion, my choice to end a chromosomally abnormal pregnancy would be taken away. It is true also that a chromosomally abnormal pregnancy can end itself, resulting in miscarriage. A missed miscarriage occurs when the body has not yet recognized the pregnancy has naturally ended. An incomplete miscarriage is just as it sounds, when the body has not fully completed the loss. Both scenarios are not only highly emotionally devastating, but also pose a serious health risk to the mother by way of infection. Medical assistants with a miscarriage call for the same treatment as abortions, procedurally and medicinally. With a ban on abortion, this complicates a physician's judgment to provide treatment to a woman whose life may not be threatened, but her well-being will be. This issue is going to be on the 2024 ballot. Please make sure that your voice is heard and vote. Now, the Alabama Supreme Court ruling is not just an isolated incident. In February 2024, the Alabama Supreme Court declared that embryos created via IVF should be considered unborn children. This ruling came after a 3-couple lawsuit against an Alabama hospital-based fertility center where an unsecured entrance to the cryo tank resulted in many embryos being destroyed. Almost immediately after the ruling, several clinics in Alabama stopped IVF services in fear and confusion of what the ruling meant. As it stands, the wrongful death of a minor act applies to all unborn children, whether they are located inside a biological uterus or not. IVF services halted simply because shit happens, accidents happen. As hard as that is for me to say, being someone who is spending time, money, effort, the physical aspects of going through a cycle just to get to one embryo, it's hard for me to say that, being in my shoes, but it is the truth of science. That is the truth of medical treatment. That is the truth of human error. That's how it is. IVF services halted simply because in IVF, accidents happen. Healthy egg cells, sperm cells, and embryos are not guaranteed. A ruling like that could affect someone like me, because it is very likely that I have chromosomally abnormal egg cells. The question then becomes, what happens if my embryo is healthy enough to make it to freeze, but does not survive the thaw? Is the act of freezing and thawing an embryo a violation if it does not survive? Would that do away with frozen embryo transfers? If I do elect to sometime have my single embryo genetically tested and the results point to an unviable pregnancy, can I release it? Or will I be forced to choose between transferring anyway, cryo storage that lasts an eternity, which is expensive, or embryo donation, which in some cases is not suggested but is still legal? It's my choice to not want any of those options. And then there are the personal and religious opinions of lawmakers. Please allow your voice to be heard and counted and sign the petition to keep IVF legal in the United States. We've seen the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and at this point, we know that anything is possible. Consider those things, have the conversations with your friends, family, I don't know about coworkers. If you're that good to have the conversation, the political conversations with your coworkers, do that, but just have the conversation with somebody. Think about what your stance is. Think about how this affects you. Think about how it would affect your loved ones. And please don't just, once you hear it, you cannot unhear it. You know that, right? So with that information being said, do something with it. Sign the petition. Make sure you vote, please. I know it seems daunting is not the word. Hopeless. I know it seems hopeless with the current state of not just our country, but the entire world. I know it might seem like your vote doesn't matter, but it absolutely does, especially this year. So just make sure you get that shit on paper so that it can be counted, because we need to take back over, basically. Enough is enough. So that's it. That's the challenge. It was just to listen to that and to click on that link. And after you click on that link, I want you to check out the other links as kind of like my citations for the information. I mean, if you haven't heard it on the news yet, then click on the links and read what's going on, because it sucks. But if I've learned anything from round after round after round of IVF and keeping hope alive, it is that I can't give up. I can't give up. It's not over until it's over, and it's nowhere near over. So don't lay down. That's all. Good night, y'all.
Hey. Okay. Pause it, Jadakiss, please. Okay. Hi. It's me again. I needed to hurry up and get on here before I forgot how wonderful of a day I had yesterday. I don't know why I didn't record, but it's still somewhat fresh. Yesterday was such a great day, and today has been a great day. What? Okay. So yesterday I had 2 appointments, one with my primary and then one with Jackie. You know how that goes. So earlier in the day, I went to my primary care doctor, the one that I've been like, I don't know if I've said it or not, but I haven't been to her in quite some time because, you know, Zuzu, she just be rubbing me the wrong way sometimes. And I was like pumping myself up for this appointment, prepared for battle, because I just knew she was going to say some or do some or question me or make me feel some kind of way. I just knew it. So I was like tensing up, like my anxiety is actually like, you know, going there because like I did not want to go and see her. But since my last visit with her, I really didn't do the work to find a new primary care doctor. And it's like, for me, for what? Like, I have my specialist, whatever. So I didn't do the due diligence to find somebody else. So by the time they called me and they're like, bitch, you need to maybe have a physical or like, you know, like all the things, like you need to come in and talk. I was just like, okay. So I booked the appointment. This is like weeks ago, right? I booked the appointment and then closer to, I'm like, man, I don't want to go. I should cancel it. I didn't cancel it. I went to the appointment. And of course, Zuzu was running late. 45 minutes late. I sat in the lobby for 45 minutes. Her ass knew because she came to the door to get me. Everybody else had the assistant and whoever come and take them to the back. She came, white coat came to the door, okay? And she's just smiling. I was just like, what's up, Zuzu? It's been a minute. And yeah, it took me back, and she was still multitasking me and another patient, which was wild boots to me, but she made it happen. Despite what was actually going on in that office, Zuzu was cool as fuck. She didn't give me no smoke. She didn't give me no problems. She listened to me. She was smiling. She was kind. Seemed like she had some, I don't know who whipped her into soft in the shape, but she listened to me. She's like, I'm so glad to see you. You look healthy. You look great. Sounds like you're doing well. I love your awareness. Like, you just seem amazing. She's like, I was worried about you the last time you were here. And I was like, damn, I know. But considering, like, I came to see you, I was sick. I was on my way to the emergency room to have a blood transfusion. I was in the process of moving. I was smack dab in the middle of the beginning of my breakup. I was considering, like, I was getting ready to, like, do this whole IVF thing. Like, it was a shitstorm the last time we had words. But she's like, yeah, I just, you know, I was so worried about you. And, you know, we're comparing stats from 2 years ago to now. And I'm like, damn, I guess things were pretty bad. Like, the physical was bad. And I you know, I just thought, no, I'm good. I can, you know, I'm gonna work it out. And I did work it out. So we just had a good time. She, you know, was swapping, her and the assistant were getting me in with someone else, but I got all of my needs handled. I got my little physical form signed. I just came back today, the next day, for labs because my appointment still, even though I waited in the lobby for 45 minutes, my appointment still took 45 minutes in itself because we talked, she was going back and forth, and then she did my ladies exam, my cervical cancer screening. So we did that, and because I'm 35, I guess now it's time for like breast exams. So did that. kind of went through some more stuff, and then that was it. But by the time I was done, the lab had closed. So she was like, you can either come back later today, which by that time I had already spent like 2+ hours away from work. So I'm like, nah, I kind of got to get back that way because I'm getting ready to leave again. So I was like, nah, I'll come back in the morning. So today, I had a little bit of trouble getting my ass up earlier this morning to go to the lab like I had planned. So I didn't. I'm on my lunch now. I just came from the lab. Completely different, night and day. There wasn't nobody in that freaking building. So they got me right back, took my blood. Then what else? Now I'm here. Like, I'm just chilling, getting a little bit of sun. Oh, but going back to yesterday, these old dudes always riding their bike. They ride their bike every single day. I love that. That's cute. That's cute. Anyways, going back to yesterday. So after my appointment, went back to work for like an hour, and then had to pack up again because it was a Jackie day. So I left to go handle that with her. And let me tell you, this journey that we're on right now, this chapter, is really, really tough for me because I'm having to go back in time and, you know, pick out stuff, analyze stuff, figure out like my part in it, their part in it. This whole attachment styles crap is extremely hard. But it was a good day because I guess she learned something new about me and reminded me that I'm not as bad off as either of us thought I was, and that maybe I wasn't as bad off from the beginning, like we both thought we were, that we both thought I was. I don't know how to explain it, but I had a really good session with Jackie. Hard moments, surprising moments, proud moments. But overall, I had a really, really good day. Like, I had my chest poked out yesterday. Because after that appointment that I had earlier, and her saying how amazing I looked and how I was doing, I seemed healthy, that made me feel really good. And then for Jackie to be telling me that, I mean, she tells me that all the time, and I'd be like, yeah, girl, I know I still got problems though, so help me fix them. She's like, you have to, you know, take a break and remember where you were last year. Remember where you were 2 years ago. Remember where we were 4 years ago when we started. And I'm like, damn, yeah, you're right. So, that was great. And then today is the continuation of National Infertility Awareness Week. It's Wednesday the 24th. And so, of course, I'm wearing my orange. I've told everybody else to wear orange and wear their pineapples in solidarity and support. And my coworker, he didn't really have too much orange, which is understandable. And so this morning he brings in a whole pineapple fruit basket, a pineapple basket with like a bunch of stuff. I don't even know what all is in the basket, all orange. And then he goes back to the car and gets a huge bouquet of orange roses. And I'm like, wow. And then what else did he bring? Oh, and then he brings in another plant, an orange plant that I've never seen before. It's really, really pretty. And then he goes and brings in like 2 orange glitter disco ball cups. And I'm like, okay, this counts. You won it. You won the day. So I thought that was really funny and really nice and just considerate. Loved it. So been doing that. I've been having a great day. I'm trying to rub off on my coworker because he had a difficult evening and a difficult morning, and I'm just trying to rub off on him a little bit because I'm feeling great, fantastic. And then what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday, Friday, and then we have our big formal awards dinner on Saturday, which is going to be fun. Everybody's excited as hell. I don't know why. It's going to be lame. It is. It's going to be lame. I'm just saying, because I already know. What did my mom say? I don't know what she said. But you know, it's gonna be fun to watch the people be lame. And I will be a part of that. But anyways, yeah. That girl made me bleed, bro. I've never bled like this before. I'm a little woozy. I am a little nervous. Why am I bleeding? Bro. Oh my God, that's a lot of blood. Oh, I've never bled like that before. What did she do to me? I don't want to show you. It's a lot of blood. I've never bled from the arm like this. And there's already a bruise. Damn. And I didn't bring my sweater out here. This is something that needs to be covered up because this is a lot of blood. And somebody, if not me, is going to pass out seeing this. Oh, gosh. Allergies. But yeah, that's what's happening yesterday and today. I know my whole head is not in the frame. I don't really feel like it. Hey, how about that? Allergies. Everything is pretty right now. Outside, everything is blooming. But it's killing us, people who are allergic to the planet. I mean, it's pretty. Look at these trees. Look. So, funny story. Kinda. I didn't realize until this week that pineapples mean different things to different people. Today technically is the last day of National Infertility Awareness Week. Hopefully you won't forget it. And rather than doing a post or a video or a spiel or a something for Friday and Saturday, I just thought that I would end the week with a Saturday send-off. And I had a formal event to go to this evening, which was a lot of fun. And I thought that I would wear this pineapple pin today. Probably can't tell, but this is a sparkly pineapple. And because it's a formal event and I'm wearing a dress, I thought that I would wear this pin. Thanks to my aunt, by the way, who ordered this for me. I think it's really pretty. And it fits the theme. The theme was dripping in gold. So I have on as much gold stuff as I could muster. But anyways, the pin, you can't tell. The pin is gold and sparkly. Anyways, I put this on, and at some point in the evening, it fell off, and I didn't know. And so I'm sitting with my friend, and we're chit-chatting, and this guy comes over, and he puts out his hand, and he goes and hands it to my friend as if to say, hey, is this yours? Is this anybody's? And I'm like, oh my gosh, my pineapple. Like, oh, it's yours? I've been wearing it all night. I found it and I've been wearing it all night and asking, whose it is. Yeah, it's mine. I didn't even know that it was missing. And he proceeds to share his experience with the pineapple for the night, and how people thought that maybe he was a swinger, because apparently an upside down pineapple symbol, whether you wear it or you put it on a door or whatever it is, an upside down pineapple means swingers, and
welcome. And I had only heard about this a couple days ago from somebody else, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. No, that's not why I'm wearing it. Pineapples for me, right side up, represent something totally different. So I kind of got a group of people, I don't know, in trouble or had a big conversation, or it was kind of an awkward, funny moment when the missing pineapple was returned to its rightful owner, and not because I'm a swinger, but because of other reasons. So that poor gentleman, he will probably never look at a pineapple the same. But yeah, so it's the end of the week, and I'll probably go back into hiding. So I appreciate those of you who took some time this week to listen, to read, to click on any links, to research, to just, care. I appreciate that. And the week is over, but, just issue is not over. The cause is not over. So those of you who know me know what goes on behind the scenes, what goes on when I'm not posting, or I'm around, I'm doing my thing, I'm still focused on my personal goal, and whenever there's an opportunity for me to just have, I've been saying, have the conversation, bring awareness to, educate, share, help the next person, I'm gonna do that. So anyways, thanks again for listening. That's all. Bye.